for just 3 places or potentially 4 places in the team?
Yeah, it makes practice intense. I think the battles will certainly speak volumes of that. Down at the Rose Bowl when we were training in prep for the West Indies series, it was extremely high intensity practice, and the nets were doing a little bit as well. So the batters found it hard work, but bowlers are trying to force their way into the team, and as you said, that's only a good thing. I think it makes practice tough, it makes us train hard, and I think it just gets us in a better place as a team. So obviously I want to play every game that I can, but also it's a great place for English cricket to be, to have that many options available.
I watched the Edge documentary last night.
You have to perform to keep your spot. I guess you've got to hope that is the spirit, because you're probably in the most competitive part of the team in terms of getting a bowling spot right now, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, competition for bowling spots is high. There's a lot of people that could easily walk into this team. I think we've seen throughout that last series that pretty much every player that came in put the hand up, particularly with the ball at some point. So, obviously I hope that I've done enough to keep my spot this week. But we'll see what the coach and the captain decide to go with.
What did it do for spirit and belief amongst all of you
in the spotlight headlines?
Yeah, honestly, I really don't mind. I mean, I'm not one for being centre of attention. I like to. Don't get me wrong. I want to go on the field and perform, and I want to make match-winning performances for England. But it really doesn't bother me if I'm first choice to write about it or not. To be really honest, I want to. As I think my stats have been mentioned, they're very good in England, and I want to keep working on those, keep improving on them, keep them as good as they can be. And at my age, where I am now at 31, it's probably unlikely I'm going to go on and get 500 Test wickets like Jimmy and Broady. But I still want to go on and get as many as I can individually, and I still feel like I can, provide really good services for England cricket for many more years to come. So I'm happy with how it works, and as long as I continue to be able to represent England, I'll be happy.
I can just ask, what about?
It was so competitive. It was a great watch. But is it a step up against Pakistan?
Well, I don't know really. I think whatever team comes over, they're always going to be competitive. Pakistan are always a competitive team. They've got good experience, some exciting young players as they always do, some exciting fast bowlers as well. So we know that they're going to be a tough challenge, and we've played them enough now, in particular in our home conditions, that they're always a challenge and always competitive. So whether I can say they'll be tougher work than the West Indies, I don't think that's probably the right way to look at it. But we always look at any opposition and think they're going to be hard work, and we know we're going to have to be at our best. We'll do our homework as best as we can, analyse as much as we can, and then try and go out and do the business.
I just wonder, when you talk about making a better start to us, what's it like to be back in Manchester? The rain's coming down here, it's cold, it's horrible. It's not like summer, but you're back in the bubble. Yeah,
back in the bubble. It was really nice to get home and just have some normality for 4 or 5 days. I think everyone has really enjoyed their little break. It was needed, to be honest. I think we had a long stint in the bubble, 5 weeks or whatever it is. As much as we all get along, I think that time away from each other is really important, obviously, but more importantly, we get to see our family and friends back home, which obviously, being in this environment is completely different. So that break was very much needed.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost a case of kind of living, sleeping, breathing.
Hi, Chris. Just wondering if we can see the lid. Did you trip to the barbers or still got the band?
Well, no, I took a bit of it off. It's not all come off. Yeah.
It's a bit Jack Grealish now.
Say again, sorry?
A bit Jack Grealish now, is it?
It's not quite. I haven't got as much product in it as Jack has in his.
I just wondered if you could reflect